Hey guys, it's Edet Ebenezer again from Semani Enterprise Tutors, and I'm glad you're here to watch another tutorial video. What we've been on to right now is that we have been on to creating more of what we like to call the Java programs. Okay, so today we're going to be doing quite an interesting Java program, and that will be called an exam marker. Okay, so what's this program going to be able to do? Well, you're going to be able to input questions and then the answers, and then you're going to be able to display the questions to the user, and then the user is going to be able to answer these questions, and then we're going to be able to tell the user how many wrong questions you had and how many right questions you had. Now in another tutorial apart from this one, say the next one, we're going to be able to tell the users what question he got, what was his answer. Okay, probably we'll do this in this tutorial depending on how long it takes. Okay, that aside, I think that's what we're going to be doing. Majorly we're going to be using string arrays all through. We're going to be using string arrays to store the questions. We're going to be using string arrays to store the answer. Okay, so I was able to go online and dig up these particular questions. Okay, so I have 5 questions here and I have 5 answers. So I have 5 questions and 5 answers. Okay, so I'm going to be using this. Alright, and then let's get straight to the code. Okay, so knowing that we're going to at least collect an input from the user, we're going to need a scanner object. I mean, almost all our tutorial videos will be using scanner objects, so this should not be new to anybody. So scanner is equals to new scanner, right? So new scanner system.in. Okay, and after that, another thing we're going to be needing is we're going to be needing an integer that we're going to be used to not this integer. Now we're going to be using an integer that would sound as the count for correct answers. Okay, so correct answers. And then another thing we're going to be needing is that we're going to be needing, say we want to get this name of the student. Okay, so string name underscore stud, or name, or we just say student name. Right, now with that said and done, we are going to display, say, system.out.println please, or enter your name. Okay, so in order for us to get the username, we're going to say student name now is equals to a scanner dot next. All right, or just next line, so that in case the user wants to put his first name and his last name. All right, so next line, then we're going to have a string array that is going to contain the questions. Okay, so this is how it's going to be. So we're just going to name these questions. Okay, I'm going to do it like this. And then being that we're going to have 5 elements in this array, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then we're going to have to close this. Let's close the semicolon. Okay, so I'm going to go to my questions. So this is 20% of, so put that'll be the first questions. That'll be the first question, I beg your pardon. Now the second one, okay, and the third, okay, the fourth, okay. Now because this does not have a definite answer, I will just change this to what is 2 plus 18. All right, so this has a definite answer. Okay, now that being it, the next thing we're going to have is another string array that's going to contain our answer. That's the answer to the questions. Okay, so we're going to say int, not a string array now, but I think for all the questions they all have an integer. Okay, so we're going to say int an integer array called answers. Okay, so the answer to this one, I probably didn't get the right answer. I'll just put is 20% of 2 just put 0.2. Okay, and then the next answer is 2100. Put that down. And then the next question, the next answer is 106. I'll put that 2 plus 8 should be 20. And then the last answer here is 18. Alright, now that's been the answer. 0.2. Okay, so I'll just typecast it into an int from a float to an int. Alright, now that being said, another thing we're going to need is we're going to need an array that's going to collect the answer. So this will be int an integer array called entered answers. Okay, now we're going to initialize this to, we're going to have to initialize this to the length of this because it's the same thing. Okay, dot length. Now the next thing we're going to be needing is we're going to be needing a loop that's going to be able to loop through all the questions and display it to the user. So for, which is a for loop, int counter is equals to 0. Alright, counter is less than questions dot length. Okay, and then counter plus plus. Then we're just going to say system.out.println, and then we're going to print questions counter. Okay, so this is going to loop through the whole element in these questions. Alright, just for us to check it, let's just quickly run it. Alright, so I'll just enter my name to be here, that's EB and is a year. Alright, so it displays the whole thing. Okay, I'll just put this, or use a question mark instead. Okay, now since it's been displayed, then we're going to initialize the index of these answered questions and say scanner.next int. Okay, change type of answer integers to int. Okay, I don't know how to look at that very well. Okay, so I don't know why cannot convert from int to int array. Okay, alright, now so we're missing the braces here. Okay, so this should be counter instead. Alright, so being that we've accepted all this, okay, since we've accepted all this, the next thing we're going to want to do is to confirm what particular answers did the person get right, and how many answers were right, how many answers were wrong. Alright, so we're going to use this as int I, use this as I is less than entered answers dot length. Okay, I plus plus. Alright, so the next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to ensure or check, okay, if they have, since we already have the answers here, it must, it must coincide, it must correlate with the answers being given to us from the user. Okay, so the next thing we're going to want to do is to say if, not an if else now, but if entered answer I, okay, if entered answer I, if entered answer I equals to answers of I, so if they are the same, we're going to want to say correct answers plus plus. I think correct answers is not initialized. I'll just initialize that to 0. So correct answers plus plus. So we can stop here and say we're going to want to display the name. So student name plus student name plus you got. Then how many did they get? Got 5 questions out of, then we displayed length of, so questions dot length. All right, and then another thing we could do is we could say here also, if it's not correct, we can then say the answer, okay, beg your pardon, okay, the answer to, then we put questions, the answer to questions I, okay, is answers I. Okay, so if the user failed it, we're going to display and the answer to it, and then if the user got it, we're going to display how many the user got. So that further ado, let's run. So I'm going to enter my name as that Ebenezer. Okay, so what's this? I kind of just going to say 25. I don't know what that is. I'll say 23, but as long as I have, I'm going to enter 106, which is going to be correct. It's going to be the correct answer. So 106, 20, 1, 8, 4, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Okay, now it's a little bit, you can see there's a little bit, there's no space, so it is really unreadable. So I'll just have to put, I'm just going to have to put, alright, and then I'm going to say, okay, below are the statistics of your test. Okay, so I'll just copy this and put it right here. So below the statistics of your test, I'm going to copy this and say corrections, right? So corrections. And then I'll just put this right there. So that's for corrections, and then I'll put an empty line right here. Okay, so let's run that and see how it works. So I'll just be fast with it. So my name is Ebenezer, right? I'll just put 0.2. Okay, mismatch. I'm supposed to get an int, but then I'm passing a float. Okay. Edit Ebenezer, right? So 2, 5, 8, right, that's 3, and then I know that's 20. I know this definitely is 20. This is 1, 8, 4, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. So just cut and paste. Alright, so the answer to the exams of all 500 students were recorded, and the answer is this. Okay, so I probably put my corrections in the wrong place, or it's been displayed already. So below are the statistics. If answer is equal to this, corrections. Oh, because it is in the loop, so the corrections are going to show severally. Okay. And the population of a country, corrections, the answer to this, the answer to school, right? The answer, and then the answer again. So the determines that you got one question. Okay, so I'm going to have to put this in the bracket. Okay, so one question, the questions out of 5. Right, so let's look at solving this. Okay, I think it's a little bit correct. If I just put this right here. Oh, plenty of program skills. Right, now since I'm not displaying anything here, I'll just put my corrections right there. Okay, so we're putting my correction there. The answer to the question, this is a loop, so I'll just run that again. Alright, so I'll run that again. So enter my name, so 5, 6. Right now, there the correction is. So corrections, same way I moved that, I would also move this. Alright, I put it right there. So corrections, answer to this, answer to this, answer to. Okay, now it's finally working. So I'll run that again. I'll now enter my name correctly. Let's say 245 29 20 and that. Okay, so here you go, corrections. The answer to 20% of 2 is equal to is 0. Okay, I know what that is. And then so this gives us the corrections, and then it gives us, say, the editable is that you got 1 question out of 5. Alright, so guys, I hope you understood. So this way, the next tutorial I'm going to be doing on this is we're going to be, instead of entering the exam questions like this, we're going to be reading it from a file, both the exam questions and both the answers. We're going to be reading it from a file, and then we're going to be, displaying it just like this, and then giving the corrections. And then we can also tell the user, you can also grade this probably over 100. We can say you got like 1 out of 5 should be, say, 20%, so this should be 20% over 100 or 20 over 100. Alright, so guys, thank you for watching. You can expand, you can develop this program to do a lot of things. Thank you for watching, and do have a lovely day, and God bless you.